and breathe. What a night! What an absolutely unbelievable night at Celtic. Martin O'Neill's left or is leaving Celtic. I'm sure that he'll still be in the building today, and there's been a bit of an announcement coming out of Columbus Crew about the people that will be joining Wilfried Nancy at Celtic. His assistant, it's just going along the ticker here, so you'll see it just as it comes out. Emotional farewell, an emotional end for Martin O'Neill as he took to the pitch last night. As assistant coach comes in, and as well as the assistant coach and a fitness coach also coming in with Wilfried Nancy, and a video performance coach also. So that's only 3 people that we know that's coming in with Wilfried Nancy. So does it mean that there is room left for? Doesn't mean that there's room left for Fozzie. Does that mean there's room left for Fozzie in the backroom staff? I'm just checking out the comments on the other screen, so just give me a second. Morning to everyone. Oh, Celtic Girl was watching this, cooking scrambled eggs. Jesus. Good morning to everyone in the chat. Celtic Girl's given us a super chat already. Jesus, just trying to get off early. You don't have to give super chats. It's not obligatory, but thank you very much, Celtic Girl. It's the season of goodwill to all men, even Hans. Talking about goodwill to all men, Mark Fotheringham has been talking about what really happened, and he's given an insight to that evening, just over 6 weeks ago now. Given suddenly how he arrived at Celtic, and with his previous connection to the club, it was interesting that he gave an emotional interview. He says it was really interesting when he got the call from Sean Maloney. He said it was 11:30 at night. You could hear the adrenaline in his voice. He simply said, "Foz, can you be at Lennoxtown at the drop of a hat?" It was an easy decision for me, says Fozzie. He says, I told him I'd be there the next morning. I didn't ask any questions because I knew that he had a lot going on after obviously watching the news. When I arrived at Lennoxtown, Sean explained that the gaffer would be working together with us. Yes, Martin O'Neill. And this was before it even got out into the public domain. It was an incredible feeling to return to work again with the gaffer and Sean, someone who means such a lot to me, such a great deal. People know our stories, you know, the old photos have been shared many times. We came through the academy together, me and Sean. We lived in a house in Barrhead with Irene and Vinnie McCann, who looked after us like family. We would take the train from Barrhead to Glasgow Central and then the bus to Brigton, and then we would run as fast as we could to avoid any Rangers supporters. You could just imagine Fozzie and Sean Maloney battering it across up the road to get to Celtic Park to get to training in the morning. He says, we helped John Clark and Angie with the kit when we were around the first team very early. After cleaning the kit room in the afternoon, we would play a quick game of snooker and then head back to Barrhead for dinner with Irene and Vinny. They told us everything that was happening at Celtic and supported us as if we were their own kids. He says, what we learned was what it really truly meant to be part of Celtic Football Club, the expectations that come with wearing the badge. Returning now to support the gaffer and to contribute the run that we've been on and had has been a great deal to me, says Mark Fotheringham. It's been special because Celtic means everything to us. And then he went on to say, with your connection to the club before, did that help with you coming back? He says, enormously. We spoke a lot about our connection to the club and our desire to see Celtic succeed. The club has enjoyed so much success, and we felt that only small adjustments were required by Sean and the gaffer, Martin O'Neill. Sean and I are young coaches that have stepped outside the Celtic environment to work under high-profile managers. We wanted to test ourselves and learn and gather valuable experience. We've both managed in the English Championship, which one is one of the toughest leagues in Europe. And at clubs that were struggling, we've proved that we could adapt, we could stabilise a team, and we could work under intense pressure. Working alongside the gaffer, Martin O'Neill, was something that we would have accepted instantly Our respect for him is enormous. His record speaks for itself, says Fozzie about Martin O'Neill. He then goes on to say that the staff at the club have been outstanding. Christina Novis, Steve Wright, Hugh in the kit room, the dinner ladies, so many others have been incredible and supported us over the last 5 weeks. They work hard and they care about the club. They make life easy for anyone coming in. They're a credit to Celtic. And it's not often that, the people in the back room of Lennoxtown get a big mention, because they're the one that keep Lennoxtown ticking over on a daily basis. And it's good for Mark Fotheringham to just give a little nod to them at the end of this journey. He says, look, when you look at it, when managerial change happens, when long-serving coaches such as John Kennedy left, the players were used to working with them. However, the squad appears to have taken to you and Sean, he was asked, very naturally. How pleasing has that been to see their confidence grow, especially with players who were struggling with form at the early part of the season? Fozzie went on to say, first of all, John Kennedy was a great servant to Celtic, someone we all respect enormously. The staff who were here before us, and those who have remained alongside us, have achieved great success over the years. The gaffer, Sean, simply took and had a look at areas where we believed little tweaks were needed and could make improvements. On the pitch, we focused on being more aggressive with our passing, reducing touches. That's an interesting one with Mark Fotheringham says that Brendan Ball was shy. Brendan Ball was taking too many touches on the ball. One touch pass stuff works best. He went on to say, we're passing, reducing touches, playing more vertical passes and creating one-on-one opportunities out wide, which we've seen at Celtic Park. The wingers were out right on the line. Brendan Rodgers brought them in and narrowed the pitch, and I didn't like it. Getting back to old school. And it works, Playing more vertical passes, creating one-on-one opportunities out wide. We worked on positional play and introduced some new concepts. The players have responded brilliant, and you can see the improvements in their performance. We have worked closely with Greg Wallace and in the analytics, Ross, Mike, Sam in particular, on stats such as counter-pressing. The movement in that area has been significant. That is the Celtic identity. Press hard, win the ball back quickly, and as close to the opponent's goal as possible. None of this trying to pull them out, just put pressure on them. Something that we used to do a lot before under the previous manager, but it kind of disappeared. To be able to counter-press aggressively, consistently, you need players who are extremely fit and capable of repeating the high-intensity actions week in, week out, especially with the volumes of games that we play at Celtic. He then goes on to say that, look, the squad are in fantastic physical condition, and they go through the recovery process between every matches, which allows players to sustain the levels throughout the season. Sean and the gaffer have implemented just little tweaks. Sean worked under Roberto Martinez. I learned under Felix and Jurgen Klinsmann. Those gaffers were pretty much the same as Martin O'Neill. The gaffer is very similar with his football. He keeps it simple and effective. Let's hope that Wilfried Nancy's keeps it simple going in. I've tried to be authentic, says Fozzie, with the players. It's the only way that I want to work. I've enjoyed connecting with both the young players and the experienced ones. I now understand how difficult it could be for foreign players to settle. I experienced that myself when I moved to Germany as a young lad. And it took me months to adjust to the Bundesliga. To try and give foreign players clarity in their roles, so it becomes simple. And keep watching, because there's an interesting one with Martin O'Neill talking about a certain foreign player that doesn't understand the word he says. So he understands how difficult it was. When he talks about Callum McGregor, he says, I've got huge admiration for Callum McGregor. My bond with Callum is very special. I admire him deeply. His family are wonderful people, and many don't know this, but his mum has been sending my three boys £100 Christmas cards along with Celtic strips for years. They're incredibly humble and hard-working. Sometimes I think Callum doesn't fully realise how special he is. His performance have been impressive. His performances have been impressive all season. Says the gaffer and Sean say he's a top captain. I call him the maestro. Wow, that's unbelievable. That's how high regards that the outgoing team, the outgoing management team, look at Callum McGregor. And I don't think a lot of us, I mean, we appreciate Callum McGregor and we appreciate the strikes, but he does get a lot of stick. But I think we won't. It's going to be the same as Scott Brown. You're not going to realise how really good Scott Brown was until he leaves Celtic and there's a big gap in that midfield. We've seen it last season with Sean Maloney. When he's not playing, there's that gap in the midfield. Do you know? And it's unbelievable that Martin O'Neill come in and said himself, he said, look, I thought that he was a good player, but I didn't believe, until you see him up close and personal, he's a fantastic player. Sometimes I think Callum doesn't realise how special he is. My view that we may not see another academy player quite like Callum McGregor in my lifetime. That's sad that Fozzie knows the situation with the academy at Celtic, and we just don't have the players coming through the system. The likes of Kieran Tierney, the likes of Callum McGregor. It's unbelievable. He says the younger lads such as Dane Murray, Colby Donovan have stood out. He says the Scottish boys have been excellent. Tierney's an exceptional football player. He's just got a bit of an issue. Tony Ralston works tremendously hard. Luke McCowan brings unbelievable energy and drive to training every day. James Forrest is a throwback to a winger who puts defenders on the back foot. The gaffer would have loved to have worked with him at his first spell at the club. And he's told James that. If only just being a little bit older when Martin O'Neill was at the club. When you look at it, the connection with all the foreign players, Mark Fotheringham goes on to say, he says, I'm working with players from South Korea and I'm aware of the high expectations placed on him. Arnie Engels is a great lad who come in and has real quality. And then there's Benji Nigrin having such drive and force, and he's a great goal threat to come from midfield along with Engels. Overall, I've tried to give every single player equal attention over my time here to help them deliver on the park. The staff that we've worked with have been outstanding. Stevie Woods does a fantastic job. You know, our three goalkeepers are match ready whenever they're called upon, and they acknowledge the work of Gavin Strachan and as well as Stephen McManus, who stepped up from the B team. He says they've been excellent professionals, says Fozzie. They made the transition as smooth as possible for us. Sean spoke to the gaffer about Celtic's proud history. We all learned a lot from the Michelin game. We were very proud of how we implemented the changes against Feyenoord. We told the players that there would be periods that would be without the ball, you know, and that we needed to progress and press aggressively. They followed that plan with real discipline. Callum McGregor always sets the tone. Rio Hatate, Daizen Maeda are outstanding, and they were on that night. The players with real quality succeed, and will succeed in any league in the world. On a personal level, it was special for Sean and me. As academy players, sharing a room, we used to go to sleep at night speaking about our dream, about playing in Europe, playing for Celtic, then to be in the first team and now on the first team staff and get that win against Feyenoord. To do it in the manner we did was just an unforgettable feeling, says Mark Fotheringham. I hope he gets a place at Celtic. I hope Celtic find room for Fozzie. Do you know, it's an unbelievable story. He says when he looks back on his coaching journey after Celtic in Germany, South Korea and the English Championship, he says, he was asked, are you looking to return to management? And he says, yes, after this spell at Celtic, it's given me the bug again. When I took the interim position at Swansea alongside Alan Sheenan back in February, we were 4 points for relegation. From there, we drew at Leeds, and then he goes on, he says, I didn't get a position at Swansea, but it's always about making an impact and leaving the position with an impression. I want to create special memories with players I work with. I feel passionate about this Celtic group. The team spirit is exceptional. The intensity in training has been outstanding. I'm often at Lennoxtown from 6:30 or 6:45 in the morning. In all honesty, all I want to do is go home, and I don't want to go home because I enjoy the environment so much. Our tasks was to leave the club in a stable position for the new manager. We gave everything we had. The gaffer is a wonderful man, and Martin O'Neill. His knowledge, his work ethic at 73 is remarkable. I have spent many hours with him analysing games and listening to his stories. His knowledge of players throughout Europe is incredible. Even at the age of 73, he was willing to go with games and watch and scout the opposition live. We went to St Mirren versus Hibs. We went to Hibs, Motherwell versus Hibs, which is a real credit to his professionalism and highlighted his dedication to how thorough he would analyse and respect every opponent. He says that to Sean, that we have invigorated him. But the truth is, he has invigorated us. I've got to say, it was some interview by Fozzie talking about coming back to Celtic. Um, I mean, it goes on. It says, "Are you looking ahead? Are you looking ahead? Have you spoken about wanting a new project? Um, you're in a strong position to continue the momentum built at Celtic alongside Martin Sean, wherever it takes you." He says it's difficult to know where you're going with work. He says, I've worked with Jurgen Klinsmann, Martin O'Neill. Every time I've worked with managers of a high calibre, we've made an impact. I enjoy being around high profile managers because it pushes me and my family, and we place ourselves under pressure. When difficult situations come in, like when we walked into Celtic, we know we can deliver. My wife and 3 sons are incredibly supportive, and they're all Celtic mad. My boys are in the St Johnstone Academy, making their own way in the game. They tell me they cannot wait for their opportunity as head coach because they believe that he will do well. I'm proud of supporting my kids living their dream. I'm proud that they're becoming young men. Football will remain a huge part of our life. And I'll put the link up to it after this, mate. I think it's an unbelievable interview with Fozzie. And I hope that he somehow finds Celtic. Keep him. Mad. Emotional and mad. And talking about one player, Martin O'Neill, obviously, Fozzie was talking about working with foreign players and the fact that he went to Germany as a young kid. Martin O'Neill was talking about the sad situation with Marcelo Sarachi and the fact that he's pulled a hamstring again. And he says, Martin O'Neill says, he's going to be out for a while. I like him. I really do. I like him. He's a great character. He does speak a little English, says Martin O'Neill. Very little English. I said to him, you've got to learn English, young man. He said, yes. Then I said to him, what else are you going to do? He replied, yes. The answer to everything is yes. He's no idea what I'm talking about. That's Martin O'Neill making light out of the situation, and it's fantastic. And we're all going to deeply miss Martin O'Neill. Talking about recruitment for the football club, when questioned about the group of players and the incoming manager, recruitment at any football club is essential. He says that, look, it'll be up to him to make up his mind about the players. He is essentially most of this month. But I think recruitment at any football club is essential. It's a big job bringing in players, but I think that they will want to supplement this squad in January. Remember, we've had bad injuries too. Johnston, Carter, Vickers, and other players are going to be out for some time. Martin O'Neill says that we need to go into the transfer market just to replace these players. And with Sarachi looking like he's going to be out for a number of weeks, maybe even months, it's going to be an interesting time at Celtic. And Martin O'Neill claimed that he's had the time of his life last night. And in watching him on the park, you know, a bit shy. He doesn't like the limelight of, being adored by the fans. And it was fantastic that Martin O'Neill stood in the middle of Celtic Park, and when he was asked about the fans, slapping the face to the board, because he says these fans just need a reminder that they're the best fans in the world. What a man. Gosh. Honestly. Anyway, let's get on to the news coming out of Columbus Crew. Columbus Crew obviously put out a statement last night regarding their manager leaving the club and heading to Celtic. Let me just get this right in the middle of the screen. Last night, Columbus Crew have announced that today the club has reached an agreement with Celtic FC for Wilfried Nancy to become the Scottish Premier Side's manager for an undisclosed fee, given the Black and Gold have an active contract with Nancy. As part of the deal, his assistant coach, his assistant fitness coach, and his video performance coach, who are all under contract, will join Nancy in Glasgow. Wilfried helped our club to accomplish so much over the past 3 seasons. We will be forever grateful for his passion and his efforts to advance Crew and Major League Soccer. He led us to our third MLS Cup, first League Cup Championship, and CONCACAF Champions Cup final. Most importantly, his leadership further established a culture and commitment to success that will be continued positively, and it'll impact our club for years to come. We strive to keep Wilfried in Columbus, but it was clear that the coaching at Celtic was an important next step in his professional and personal journey. And it's a good article that they put out about him. So he is now in Celtic Park. He's been in Celtic Park for a couple of hours this morning. Not Celtic Park, sorry, Lennoxtown. And I wonder if Fozzie and everyone else will be at Lennoxtown this morning. I think that it's unbelievable to think that Martin O'Neill has done the unthinkable. And let's face it, there was an almighty meltdown on social media last night with the results that kind of went Celtic's way. Celtic this morning do find themselves. Come on, what is it doing this morning? Obviously, see, Hearts are top of the league. We'll just get that done there. Hearts are top of the league on 32 points. Celtic are also on 32 points. Yes. Come on, Martin O'Neill. Martin O'Neill closed the gap with a game in hand, win our game in hand, and we go top of the table. Beat them this weekend, and we go top of the table. What an unbelievable time to be a Celtic fan. It's been fantastic watching Martin O'Neill roll back the years at Celtic. And I think that we can all agree that Martin O'Neill coming in and with Fozzie and with Sean Maloney, I really do hope. I mean, Maloney, there's more than likely that Maloney will go back to his old job as loans manager, but that's a way below his pay grade. Maloney needs to be managing, he needs to be assistant manager to someone, or he needs to be on the coaching staff. Fozzie, the same. These guys are too good to be, and they're Celtic through and through. And I just hope that, the gaffer this morning, as in Brother Wilfried, comes into Celtic and goes, you know what, you two guys have done tremendous. You're not going to be like number twos, but would you like to join our backroom staff? Because you've just been fantastic. And they might go, yes. Sean Maloney might go, do you know what? I'm just going to go back to my old job as pathway manager. Um, it's going to be interesting to see what happens over the next couple of days. Obviously, will Wilfried Nancy have a press conference today? Obviously, where Celtic roll out the press and the media to talk about the incoming manager and welcome to the club, or are they just going to go? Do you know what? Fuck the media. Um, he'll do his first press conference tomorrow when it's talking about the game at the weekend. Is that unfair on the manager to put such pressure on him for his first interview? Does he have enough time to have press conference this afternoon and then a press conference tomorrow afternoon for the game on Sunday? I don't know. But anyway, Rangers drop points and they're on 23 points. Motherwell are still in third position, but Rangers have a game in hand. Motherwell will be kicking themselves after last night. And that is the league table. But I think that the best meltdowns of all has to go to the online madness. Salt and vinegar to win the day. uh, Hearts of Salt and Sauced it. Oh, that's a cracker. I need to get that one up on the screen. Where is that? Hearts of Salt and Sauced it. Oh, I need to keep that one. Oh, that's a cracker. Hearts of Salt and Sauced it. Salt and vinegar wins the day, says Joseph. But I think the Hearts of Salt and Sauced it was way better. Sorry, mate. Oh, it's absolutely a cracker. It will be a different team this weekend. Will it be a different team, or will the manager say, "Do you know what? Let's just ease this in gently," because all Brendan Rodgers did was dismantle this team's inner pride. Do you know, he ripped apart the soul of these players, and I don't know how he managed to do it by making it maybe all focused a bit himself. But for Martin O'Neill to come in and just make tiny little adjustments, you know, wingers stay out wide. You're called a winger for a reason. You know, I said it too many times. Yang would come into the centre of the pitch. That was Brendan Rodgers' fault. That was Brendan Rodgers' style of football. Do you know? And you look at the difference in Yang since he was told just stay outside, stay on the wing, get the ball. We'll spread the game about. None of this narrowing the game nonsense. Celtic Park's a big ground, and there was far too many times at Celtic Park before that we would narrow the pitch, and you're thinking, why? Why do that? It's like get a quick ball out diagonal to the wing, and then you've got the player one on one, and that's all you want the manager to do. If you've got good wingers, they'll be able to take on players. But anyway, we move on to some of the unbelievable scenes. And it looks like that this referee could not wait to give Rangers a penalty last night, considering Rangers should have had quite a few penalties given against them. I'm going to look at this first of all. Look at the madness of this situation. He couldn't wait to point out the spot. 98 minutes into the game, and they say that we've got the referee in our pockets. Do you know, that's absolutely bonkers. I mean, was that a penalty? I don't think it's a penalty. But it was given as a penalty, and they get away with one. But the meltdown for their fans was unbelievable. They've started roll out. Sure, people, this guy is German fraud. Get him gone. They've went into meltdown mode already. Where is that one? The sooner people realise that this guy is a German fraud, get him gone. Nothing has improved since Martin. Roll out. Roll out. Oh my goodness. It was to change the point of attack, Baz, remember? Says Portugal. Yeah, it was to change the point of attack. And even Martin O'Neill, even Martin O'Neill pulled up Brendan Rodgers about that and says, what is this passing back and change the point of the attack? But anyway, let's get a bit of laugh at this lot before we get on with the morning. They got away with a handball. Yeah, I've seen that. They got away with a blatant handball. The exact same handball that Celtic got a penalty against them with Liam Scales. The exact same kind of handball. But I don't care. We've always known that they were for them. He's starting to get on my nerves. His man management has to be questioned. The substitutes were baffling. I keep Tierney as a guard to get to think and one question. Why Dino asked why he keeps playing him? The German Pedro hasn't improved one player. He'll be gone in the summer. He'll be. It's what speaks louder than words? Play Scottish boys or anyone who knows what Rangers stands for in Scotland. Or pack your stuff up, mate. Oh my God, honestly. He's talking about positives. The mask of understanding the club is slipping. I suppose we need to exit. Oh God, oh Jesus! They got the rub of the green in a few decisions last night. Yeah, they did that. You're not allowed to pass forward. No statements tonight. We are shout from beginning to end. Follow me for excellent, informative Rangers tweets. There's a good one. The team is bang average. IQ is 38. His is 31. It's quality, isn't it? Let's jump over to Hearts because they had a bit of a meltdown themselves. Can we hear what the clown is saying? Will this come through? Let me just do this. No, it's not going to come through, is it? Let's jump into the comments of what he was. I don't want to post a comment. See the comments from the Chambos. There's no many, is there? He got plaudits in August, October, but my God, he's made a right mess of November. Tonight took the biscuit. Why is he playing Forest? Why does he take? Ha ha! Oh man, and there's the cracker. The bubble, Lee Bubble has burst. Lee Bubble. No dodgy French accents, please. The boys lost the plot. Team selection questionable yet again. Subs also questionable. Oh God, get a grip, Forest. Wrong. Never in a million years should he be on. Get a grip or get it. Oh man, absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. The meltdown by both sides of the ugly brothers. New manager, please. Oh, oh, worthy winners. Oh, hacked in the morning. I bottled an 8-point lead. He will always be known as the manager that bottled an 8-point lead in November. I mean, how do you lose 8 points in 1 month against the worst Celtic side? I mean, a month ago, this Celtic side were there for the taking, and I think it's been quite funny that. Oh, it was that one I should have pressed. That's muted. I'll just keep it muted. But anyway, move on to more Celtic news. Is there anything else coming out this morning about? No. Oh, Celtic have just put something out. This will get you all wound up this morning. your gift guide for a Celtic Christmas. December has arrived and the festivities are well and truly beginning. Take the stress out of Christmas shopping by using our handy gift guide to spread the spirit the Celtic way this festive season. There's something for everyone. There's a sack the board banner. I'm joking. There's a sack the board scarf. There's fuck law will. And there's get to fuck Dermot Desmond. The supporters can also embrace the true spirit of Christmas by helping cheer to send to those most in need. This year we're telling the stories of 3 incredible participants that have showed how that we have helped in the last year. Christmas gift guide. We have the perfect gifts for your loved ones in the Celtic store, whether you're shopping for him or her, or the kids, or toys, games, decorations. You'll find something in our store. They went all Americanized with with this, haven't they? Jesus, they get in a manager that's been in America and they just totally go out Americanizing everything. Oh no, we've lost Celtic. You can also gift the Paradise experience both on match day and through the week, with hospitality packages available to watch the hoops in style, or stadium tours and Celtic Park event vouchers, so you can all enjoy Celtic and what it has to offer this Christmas. Support Elena Sudoku and the girls with matchday tickets available. Come and meet Haley and the Huddle Hound. Have the opportunity for selfies and autographs for the team. It doesn't matter if you're a stone's throw away from Paradise or on the other side of the world. The gift of Celtic TV. Who wrote this? Who honestly wrote this? Oh my days, Celtic have went out. Oh man. Calm, right. It doesn't matter if you're a stone throws away from Paradise or on the other side of the world. The gift of Celtic TV will give you access to exclusive content on demand and extensive behind the scenes features. Click here. Celtic have done it, haven't they? Celtic Roma, buy online now. Right, let's go see how many tickets we can get for the Roma game. It's just not even got a link. Buy online now. Why Celtic? A Celtic's so thick. They've got a buy online sign, but when you click on it, it doesn't go anywhere. There's no link. Honestly, sounds like chat GPT bullshit. It does, doesn't it? Oh man. And then they've not got the link. Typical Celtic. Same old Celtics in the social media, but just as they were getting a little bit better. Right, what have we missed out on this morning? Wilfried Lance, we've done that. Columbus Crew, we've done that. Leeds United, we've been talking about the fact that their captain, I think it is, his dad's away to join Celtic. Man O'Neill plans a quick return to quick Celtic return. He regrets breaking the habit of a lifetime, is one headline. Let's see what some of the headlines are around the world after last night's Celtic stories. This could be Rotterdam or Edinburgh. Celtic win them both. I just hope we do win in Edinburgh. Well, we did win in Edinburgh against Hibs. That's coming out of Belfast, that story. Martin O'Neill tips duo to flourish under Wilfried Nancy, talking about Balak Wisha and a few other players. Yahoo Sport, former Celtic and Morton star complete surprise move to Port Glasgow Junior. It's nothing to do with Celtic. The Hearts standard, Derek McInnes on Hearts disappointment, Celtic comparison and penalty questions. Obviously, the news shopper London, Martin O'Neill departs Celtic. The news shopper London. What publication is this? What madness is this? And there is a out of Australia, the Western Australia. I used to like when the Western Australia used to do quite a lot of Celtic stuff when the Ange Postecoglou was there, but they've not done too many Celtic stories lately. Aussie heaps more misery on Rangers and Celtic sneak it at home. Oh, go yourself. Right, let's talk a little bit about the game last night. The Western Australia, Aussie heaps more misery on Rangers. Celtic sneak it at home is their headline. Let's close some of these screens down, especially that crazy. Somebody was wanting the Mark Fotheringham interview so they could read it. I'll get it on that so that it's ready to go right at the end of the video. Let's dive into the comment section. What time is it? 10:39. God, we've been on for 39 minutes this morning. Turn that down a bit because that's a bit much. It'll be a bit distorted away up there. And see what users said to in the comments this morning. Katie and Ralston looks like they're running together. Three-legged race. Scottsdale for granddads. You've got to remember that Kieran Tierney's had his big toenail removed. So being able to kick the ball is going to be buy Celtic TV and get a free sack the board scarf. Yep. So yeah, we're now in a position that we need another left back. Again, if Kieran Tierney is, I mean, I suppose with the new manager, if he's going to play three at the back, he can push Liam Scales out to the left back position. But do we have three players that can play that back three? Well, we'll wait and see, because that's one thing that Nancy and his team will be looking at. Clean slate for everyone with the new manager coming in, apart from maybe those who still want away. It's going to be interesting because, I mean, we know that Dyson wanted away, but did he want away because of the manager? Do you know, you've got to ask these questions. When Brendan Rodgers came in, Brendan Rodgers said that he had to convince players to stay. Players wanted away under him then because of the previous manager. So when a new manager comes in, you know, he's always got a little bit of, you know, can you do it for me till the end of the season type thing, and then we'll sort the situation out then. Do you know, we're not in a position to lose Dyson Maeda just now. I think it'd be terrible if we lose Dyson Maeda in the summer, because you're going to get even less for him. If we lose him in the next window without buying in strikers, and then you've got the whole scenario of bringing in, Sriracha is a hamstring injury. You've got players that are going to come in, and they need to be up to speed. And it's okay bringing in one or two players in this window, because you could sneak them into the team and make an impact. But we're going to have to bring in 5, 6, 7 players in the next transfer window. And they're going to have to fit into the team straight away. There's no bedding in period. Do you know, there's no getting to know Celtic. Ralston negativity in games is totally unreal. He's poor as hell. You've got to remember, he's been at Celtic a long time. Do you know? He's been at Celtic a long time. You're always going to have players that aren't of a great standard, but just want to be at the club. Tony Ralston could probably have asked to leave Celtic umpteen times over the years. He came through the academy the same time as Kieran Tierney. The two of them came through the academy together. You've got two players that were on the Celtic staff, came through the academy together. Fozzie and Sean Maloney. Do you know? These people, the club mean everything to them. I know that Ralston isn't a, you know, he's never going to be a top player. You know, he's well respected within the club, and that's all you want. And I think that we need to stop giving people like Ralston stick, because at the end of the day, he's living the dream that we would all want. Paid $20.99 for the last night. Celtic TV kept buffering, missed most of it. Yeah, Celtic TV's terrible. Sriracha missing. He's got an injury. Brother Wilfried needs to sort out hamstring injuries. I don't know how you sort out that, but we need to do something. We need to bring in some kind of fitness coach that helps it out. Sriracha obviously wasn't fully fit after his previous injury, like CCV in recent times, rushed back too quickly. But you had to play Sriracha because Kieran Tierney is carrying an injury as well. Do you know, you try and kick a ball with your big toenail missing. Oi, oi, that'd be sore as anything. Lauren says Celtic TV is shit. um, who knows? Nancy could have up his sleeve 2 or 3 attackers ready. Make us forget about Dyson rather quickly. Yeah, I hope he does. I hope he comes in. I mean, the board put out their statement last night. The board put out their statement saying that we're going to fully back this manager. We're going to give him everything that he needs. The the board are in a perilous position where they have to honour that, because if they're seen not honouring what they've said in public, that they're going to back him 100%, they're going to give him everything that he needs to make Celtic a success. The sack the board campaign and you know is just going to get bigger and bigger. It's not going to go away. It's not going to go away anyway, but it will get bigger and bigger. And we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. So that just shows aggressing every player on the team should be shown. Showing on other players that Rodgers benched. Yep. Calvin Miller's doing well at Falkirk. Interesting. Celtic TV is a shocking service. Is that? We've got the African Cup coming up as well. Yeah, I'm not even wanting to start thinking about that yet. I got sent that yesterday. I'm going to post the link to the Fozzie interview at the end of this video and run about 10-15 minutes. Stop making excuses for Ralston. He's totally crap. I can remember people saying that about Peter Grant back in the day. And people were like, how is Peter Grant even in this team? He was in the team with John Collins. He was in the team with Paul McStay. And then Peter Grant. And he was woeful. Peter Pointer. Toe poked the ball. Do you know? So you're always going to have Scottish players. And we need Scottish contingent. Show me a better player than Tony Ralston that plays for Scotland in the same position. And then we can have a conversation. Because Tony Ralston has been the number one right back for Scotland for about 2 or 3 years, even though he's not getting a game. So there lies the issue. We do need a number of Scottish players. And unfortunately, Scotland haven't been producing players that are better than Tony Ralston. And that's why I'm not making excuses for him. I know that he's not a top level player, but he'll run 110% for you. And that's all you want sometimes as a backup player. He knows that Tony Ralston knows that he could go to another club and, you know, and walk into any other team, take a bit of dip in wages and play football every single week. But he doesn't want to. He wants to play for Celtic. And I bet you, Fran, if you had the chance to play for Celtic, you would give 110%, but I bet you would never be near the level of Tony Ralston. So it's all swings and roundabouts, mate. I mean, I appreciate all, but you know, I think that we need to stop this. We do it with Scottish players all the time, you know, and I just think that they're living the dream and we're not. Let's face it. He's bringing his kittens, folks. I heard. Yes, it is. If you read along this morning, wrong there. He's bringing in his assistant coach. He's bringing in an assistant and fitness coach, and he's bringing in a video performance coach also. If you just read what's on the screen, it gives you the latest news. And that's been on since the video started, but never mind. A fitness coach, not surprised there with the injuries popping up. Yeah, I know. So they now admit that they didn't back Brendan, so liars. I think that they did back Brendan. If you look at what Brendan spent over the years, and I think that last summer was a shit show. But who was really at fault for that? Was it the board or was it? I'm not wanting to go into that. I'm past last summer. I'm all about looking forward with the new manager. Dyson looks like Rab C. He looks like it was a combination of Rab C, Nisbet, and Rambo when he was on the pitch last night. Fozzie interview was class. Yes, it was that. Thank you. I'm going to jump through the comments. There's been 400 odd comments this morning. 432. Leave Big Tony alone. He gives everything for Celtic. You will even make the tea. Yeah, exactly. You know, Tony Rebel Ralston, one of our own. Yeah, I'm glad there's some people out there that do appreciate Ralston. He's not. Listen, he's not going to be a Ronaldo. Do you know, he's never going to be a Kieran Tierney when he was at the top of his game. If he was, he would have moved on by now. But you've got to accept it. You know, you've got to accept it. Anyway, right, big shout out to Celtic Girl for, before we even started, she jumped in with a £5 super chat. Thank you for that. There was no need to do it, but it's the season of goodwill to all men. And he hates the sticky buns. He does that. He does that, doesn't he? Anyway, it's been an emotional 24 hours. Martin O'Neill has had his final game at Celtic Park, and I'm going to leave him up there with that smile in his tracksuit. And it's going to be an interesting couple of days. Celtic will hopefully have some kind of interview this afternoon with the new manager. And it'll be interesting to see what he says. It'll be interesting. You know, Celtic put out a little short video. Thank you for Mike Powers for his $4.99. Nancy plays a 3-4-3 system. You never know. Martin's coffee will have a placemat over it. Where did you go, Martin? It's got a phone call. I got a phone call from Dermot, and I had to go. It's as simple as that, young man. I'll miss him. I'll miss Martin O'Neill with his young man comments. You know, it's very soothing, and I hope that Martin O'Neill gets some kind of position at Celtic upstairs in the future. Port Job Express says, I'm fine with Ralston. He's a Tim who plays for the shirt every game. He does that. But anyway, that's been done and dusted for this morning. We will be back live later on this afternoon as soon as the new manager has spoken. Yes, Wilfried Nancy. The amazing transformation Martin O'Neill gave the players in such a short time. It has been absolutely fantastic. For those who wanted the interview from Fozzie, it is on the community chat now. So you see that footballworldindex.com, and that will give you the full and emotional Mark Folleringham interview. On that note, I've done 52 minutes this morning. There's been over 1,540 people on the live in 52 minutes. Thank you to everyone who's tuned in this morning. It's been absolutely fantastic, and have a fantastic day, Celtic fans, wherever you are, all around the world.